Hello, this is the one and only Guy Johnny, and I'm here with 5D Transformations. Wanted to do a video, you know, talking about narcissism and an aspect of it. Uh, One big thing I just wanted to touch on is just the understanding that for a lot of people who find themselves in narcissistic entanglements, people who might identify as empaths, people who have really been on the bad end of situations with narcissists. What you got to understand is there's a certain level of non-identification you have to have with the word empath, and even with narcissism. And not in the sense where you abandon it, but in the sense that a big reason why you're even in a narcissistic entanglement is because you are so empathic. And what we have to do is distance ourselves, and understand that being empathic is a limitation. It's something that's keeping you from being at your fuller, and higher capability self, essentially. You know what I mean? To be able to operate at your highest potential. Being an empath is great in one regard because you're able to resonate and understand emotions and pick up on energies. You have an abundance of energy in which you have to share. You feel energies and you're able to understand and perceive the environment on a different level. It's almost like a very telepathic, very almost like psychic. But at the same time, the problem with being an empath when you're in a narcissistic loop is that an empath should just be one dimension of you. It shouldn't be the totality of who you are, because I noticed that a lot of empaths that I work with, a lot of empaths that I encountered, and even my experiences as an empath, you put yourself in a position where you're the underdog, and you put yourself in a position where you bear the burden of so much from other people. And at a certain level, we got to take a sense of responsibility for that. A big part in the empathic journey is getting to a point where you take your power back. Okay? And it's very important that you begin to go beyond the empath. You know what I mean? And begin to become like a supernova or a higher level being that isn't just at the effect, but that also can cause shifts and changes. The truth is, like, narcissists are, it's not a stable thing. Like, a person might be a narcissist to you, but they might not be a narcissist to other people. Narcissists naturally, they become more polarizing and give off more narcissistic tendencies when in relation to someone that's very empathic. Whereas when they're around other people that might not be as empathic, they can't have that same relationship with those kind of people. And so the people look at you, or if you're complaining about someone and they're like, well, I mean, they're all right to me. Like, they're not really doing nothing to me. But the reason why they're not doing that to the other person is maybe because that other person, isn't so empathic and isn't so willing to deal with the narcissist energy, or isn't reflecting the polar energy to a narcissist. So there's a polarity going on, because someone isn't just a narcissist all the way around. Some people are, but a lot of people are very narcissistic in relation to you and other people, because you're not the only person generally that a narcissist is giving off these tendencies to. They can be very self-isolating because of their lack of emotional intelligence and their lack of, that ability to really resonate and be comfortable with people. So I just say this to say, don't be a victim. And I understand naturally you'll be a victim. So I'm not trying to tell you, oh, you're not a victim. No. I understand the problem. I understand the issue that you're in, especially if you're in a relationship with someone, have kids with someone like this. Let's say it's your mother or father or brother or sister. But I want to let you know that you have the power to supersede your empathic, label. Okay? You have the ability to pull away. You have the ability to create your own space and separation from them if you put your mind to it. You have the ability to not be affected. A big part of with empaths is a lot of the time with empaths, you're so saddened and bothered. I've seen a lot of empaths almost like, cry or try to tell everyone. Like, a lot of empaths really, really want people to approve or see things the way they see things, which to a sense is a bit of codependency. You need people to see things, to see that you're dealing with these problems. You feel alone. You want somebody to go to bat for you. You want the world to know how evil this person is. But why do you need the world to know that? you know, or why is it that you need someone else's stamp to validate how you feel about the narcissist? A big, a huge thing that will empower you and give you a lot of power when dealing with narcissists is that you have the ability to cut them off. And really, that requires the ability to ground your feelings, ground your emotions, and keep your energy to yourself. And narcissists might try to come and take, but they can't take unless you give them a space in which they can take. You know, so it's very important that you're willing to cut them off when they're dealing with you. It's very important that you don't argue with them. The more you argue with the narcissist, you're going backwards. You can't try to argue and plead your case. That's not what you do. What you do is you remove yourself, and you don't. I'll take it back to a very powerful quote from a master in age. I forgot the guy's name, but he had a powerful quote that simply said, whenever he's dealing with any situation, he responds with, "Is that so?" And this guy was known as one of the most wisest teachers in the world. And all he did was respond to everything whenever drama came his way with, "Is that so?" And I want you to really take that in the sense of, one person's like, "Can you believe that? I can't believe you said that to me. And why do you keep doing this to me? And what's going on with us?" And another person is like, the narcissist might say something to him and it's like, "Is that so?" And like, "Well, yeah, that's so, blah, 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 blah." It's like, "Is that so?" "Well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're not answering me." "Is that so?" Like, the power in that, just as an example, is your energy is totally removed from the person. There's a veil that they can't access your energy. You got to realize narcissists want your energy, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. So when you're yelling and shouting and trying to prove your case, they're still winning and you're still losing. So your ability and your power is going to be in your ability to not be affected. And that's the problem with the empath label, is empaths are so affected and so hurt that that's a part of that is a sense of weakness. And it enables the narcissist to want to bother you more. So, long story short, take that power back. The key power is indifference. When it comes to dealing with narcissists, it's indifference. It's not fighting back. It's not agreeing. It's not any of that. It's just indifference. The minute that you're completely indifferent about them, they completely lost their power. So indifference is the key that I want you to tap into. Not caring. And I know it's hard because there's so many attachments, but you gotta realize these attachments and cares, that's the weight that you're carrying that's keeping you down. It's these old moments that make you feel so bothered, and those memories that you keep that weigh you down and weigh down your spirit. So let them go. And I know it's not going to be easy to let go, so I'll save that video for later about tools and ways that you can let go versus just, it's hard to let everything go. Emotions are very reactive and they're embedded into our DNA when you've dealt with some trauma, like serious trauma. And trauma is what's experienced with narcissists. So the key for you is to just embrace the indifference, the separation. Don't let them see you upset. That makes them feel happy. Don't let them see you upset. Don't let them see you yelling and shouting. Don't give them that power. Take that power back and use the power of indifference in order to create that separation. So with that being said, thanks for listening. Definitely visit the Patreon, patreon.com/5D Transformations. I'm going to have some special guides and videos to help with the narcissistic entanglement starting in February. So you can get on there early. I'm going to drop a bunch of videos on there for the narcissistic relationship and how to really gain your power in that situation. And aside from that, we'll have other stuff coming out on the 5D Transformations page, courses, things like that. But for now, you can check us out on there for exclusive content. And please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, help build the channel. We want to get this to as many people as possible so that, we can all have a community in which we're all empowered and where the narcissistic energy is defeated. So, thank you all for listening. And remember this: let the God within you shine bright. Peace.